Hello everyone, this is Tim, and this is going to be a take 2 of my NPC Collage binder. I've gone through various National Geographic magazines, newspapers, other magazines, anything that came in the mail that had a face or a picture of someone, and I cut it out, and I basically just taped it on the back of these pages, and I put it in plastic sleeves. So what I'm going to do is just go through here and flip through some of the pictures that I've picked out and the ones that I found were interesting. I love the woman's headdress, all the medallions and jewelry that she has there, as well as that guy in the top right. He just looks like a wizard to me. These are some smaller pictures, and you can tell that the ones from the newspaper are in black and white. But I tried to find facial expressions of different emotions. Most of the pictures that you find are of, very happy, smiling models and so forth. But some of the other news articles have different faces. Faces from coaches, for instance, on the left side there, that looks a little disappointed. These are the sorts of things that I think would help me improv when I'm at the table. With a name like Samwise7RPG, you know I'm going to like old guys with pipes. And when I saw that picture, I just had to have it in there. And there's some other pictures as well. The picture in the bottom right is of a woman holding a small deer, and I found that very appealing. I don't know why. She just seemed like an NPC that jumped out of some fantasy campaign. And the one with the green eyes and the red hair, I find that striking as well. The combination of hair and eyes, I think, is something that we can do often in RPGs to a better extent. Describe what the NPCs look like. Do they have any makeup on? Do they have that sort of stern and grumpy expression in the top right there? Things like that. I've always been intrigued by the Native American cultures and the way they do things, their religious rites and so forth. And other things like the happy couple running in the beach. I wanted to capture scenes of happiness and joy and things of families doing things together. There's a woman with a headdress at the very top there, and that might represent a more conservative culture. Some of these pictures were taken from an article about twins, especially the blonde on the bottom left there. And I found it very interesting. The only problem was some of the twin pictures actually matched. So they were very, very similar. I like the ones that are slightly different, so I picked those out. There's a Civil War photo at the top, I believe, of two brothers. And there's a guy on the top right, looks like he's chugging some sort of energy drink, and parties on the bottom there. So again, just sort of ideas that will pop into my head, when I'm flipping through these pages, to give me some direction if I need something at the drop of a hat while I'm running a game. More images. I believe the man in the bottom right is praying to his ancestors after the tsunami. So there's various pictures that I have picked out of other things that sort of remind me of natural disasters or whatever the story was about. And it's interesting that I seem to be able to remember these details when I look at a picture. I'm very much more of a picture guy, a face guy, than I am of the written word or names. In fact, I often get into difficult situations sometimes because I remember that I know you, but I don't I don't remember your name. There's a little girl at the top right, and I'm not really sure. I think she's from Peru, but I could be mistaken. And the woman on the left with the wagon and all of the rough baskets and things that she's weaved. Now these are all images, that I think would fit perfectly well into a fantasy campaign. Perhaps it's a little morbid, but I did go through the obituaries and cut out a lot of images that way as well. Again, it's a source of images that have faces in them. And, that might creep some people out, so maybe don't do that if it does. But it was a easy and quick way for me to populate my NPC binder. I was able to find some old-timey photos. That one in the top left is particularly striking to me. And some more of those images on the right are from that twins article I mentioned earlier. I just like those old black and white 1800s to 1900s photos. Another shot. For some reason I really like the contrast of the black and white photos with the color photos. I mentioned in the previous video, but that young woman's face on the bottom left there is just really appealing. I like the darkness and the contrast of the light. And that guy on the right there, he just looks like some guy that you'd meet in a pub, or perhaps a fisherman, or it looks like he's actually holding a garbage can there. It's hard to tell. just going to try to just flip through the rest of these here, see if there's anything that jumps out at you. That guy in the center does for me. But yeah, I was able to find a lot of photos. I think another section to really look at is the real estate section. Most of these photos from this page are from there. Various people trying to sell you houses. More photos here. And I like that there's just people from all walks of life, different cultures, you know, different religious backgrounds, and they all can inspire your campaign to do something different. This guy carrying this bell, that just seems like something that I would want to try to include in a campaign session. I'm not even actually sure, maybe there's like some archaic ritual, you know, carved in it, or magic runes, something like that. This woman with the horse, I just found her particularly striking. And there's Abraham Lincoln, you know, and some other figures there as well. You know, maybe you can have an NPC that's kind of like Abraham Lincoln, you know. Sort of things just jump out at me. The guy at the top right there, just the color of skin, the dark hair, looks like he has some makeup around the eyes. You know, he's pretty striking. And this guy here, who's a shepherd. And that's pretty much all those. I've got some more that I recently did. I have yet to put them in a binder, but that Orthodox priest at the top right there, the woman in the yellow robes, those look like spellcasters to me, or clerics. Just more images. Guy with the beard, the guy at the top there with all the things in his face, you know, that's just awesome. The woman's dress. Again, these guys just look like spellcasters or priests to me. Especially the guy on the bottom there. Like this circle down here of people. And this guy up top there, if I can focus in on him, he has, you know, this thing's right through his face. He's holding a spear. You know, there's lots of different ideas that you can get from these pictures. Tribesmen holding spears and shields. Clerics. People top there, a little fuzzy. Again, it doesn't take me that long. I mean, look at that mask. I mean, that just screams something that you'd see in a fantasy campaign. Ritual scarring. This man blowing some sort of liquid on this woman. This is part of some ritual. Again, more with face masks and dancing ritual things. These guys here, these are actually face masks. They kind of look like, you know, Howard the Duck at first impression. But again, look at this woman down here with the piercings. You know, there's just so many cool things that I found while I was looking through National Geographic. Hats. I need to include more hats in my NPCs. Ornate. You know, getting together, eating, sitting down with people. Look at this woman. I mean, just wow. You can't really even describe that. Look at the face, the makeup. More real estate people. This guy, that's an impressive headdress. Also, he looks pretty tough. And last but not least, this one. I like these children down here. They have marks on their faces. Maybe that, you know, signifies something. But again, these are all things that I think would inspire me at the table, give me ideas when I need someone, you know, when I'm shooting from the hip. But yeah, this has been my NPC collage binder, and it's ever growing.